You answered every email today within the hour. You did not miss a single deadline. Your calendar is color-coded and beautiful. And you feel absolutely nothing, like someone is operating your body from a slightly delayed satellite feed. Let's do a quick self-check. You've eaten the exact same lunch 4 days in a row, not because you love it, but because choosing anything else felt like too much effort. Your shoulders have been parked up by your ears for so long you forgot they could be somewhere else. And when you finally get home, you sit down and turn into a motionless fossil on the couch until it's suspiciously late. If you're nodding along, you might assume you are burnt out. But burnout typically comes with a slow-building sense of resentful depletion, a heavy feeling that you have nothing left to give. The strange thing about your situation is that this flatness can show up even when your schedule is remarkably light and manageable. It's also easy to confuse with ADHD, since "I cannot start this task" shows up in both. But ADHD brains are restless, constantly jumping between things, seeking stimulation. Your brain is doing the opposite. It is biologically conserving energy. And while it can overlap with depression, what you are experiencing is driven more by a physiological shutdown state than a mood disorder. Therapists and researchers use a descriptive term for this specific behavioral pattern: functional freeze. It is important to note this is not a formal clinical diagnosis found in the DSM. It is a working model that describes a nervous system running on empty autopilot. Accurately naming this state matters, because aiming the wrong fix at the wrong target rarely works. If your nervous system is biologically shut down, standard advice like drink more water and sleep 8 hours will completely fail. You have a different problem, which means you need a different solution. This gauge models your nervous system. Top, calm and connected. Middle, alert fight or flight. Bottom, a low power setting called dorsal vagal shutdown. During an overwhelming threat, the body uses this setting as a biological emergency brake, bypassing fight or flight entirely to go completely still. This freeze response evolved to help mammals survive life-or-death predator attacks. It has a clear start and a clear end. Your body commits everything to the shutdown. The danger passes, and ideally, you shake it off and reset. The problem is that modern stress rarely has an end. Your daily threats aren't predators in the woods. They are 41 unread Slack messages, a group chat that never sleeps, and vague quarterly reviews. Your nervous system cannot differentiate between a saber-toothed tiger and a digital notification. It only knows that the threat signal hasn't turned off in months, so it downshifts into that permanent low-power state to brace for a fight that never comes. This biological glitch disproportionately shows up in people who are, on paper, doing great. Overfunctioners and high achievers are actively asking their systems to sustain high alert for the longest periods without ever getting a real all-clear signal. Feeling flat and disconnected isn't a personal failure or a character flaw. It is a highly effective evolutionary survival mechanism doing exactly what it was designed to do, severely misapplied to a modern reality. The actually good news is that functional freeze is a temporary physical state, not a permanent personality trait. Because your nervous system learned to go still to keep you safe, it is entirely capable of learning that it is safe to come back online. You cannot achieve that by pushing harder mentally. Trying to use software fixes for a hardware problem will only backfire. You have to send your body small, unmistakable physical inputs that the threat has passed. Tactic 1 is the physiological sigh. You take 2 short inhales through your nose back to back, followed by 1 long, slow exhale through your mouth. A few cycles of this specific physical action reduces physiological arousal in real time. Tactic 2 is the 30-second cold reset. This cross-section maps a nerve pathway called the Mammalian dive reflex. When you splash cold water on your forehead and cheeks, it activates a pathway that transmits a signal directly to your heart via the vagus nerve, immediately slowing its pulse rhythm. If you don't want to ruin your workday by standing over a sink looking unhinged, the Medi-grade cooling ice face mask is a convenient, desk-friendly way to support this exact cold water dive reflex. Tactic 3 is the butterfly hug. This top-down view of the brain shows how alternating bilateral shoulder taps physically engage both hemispheres in a left-right rhythm. This specific action directly causes your amygdala, your brain's built-in alarm system, to dim and reduce its activation. If you know you won't remember to manually tap your shoulders, the Apollo Neuro Wearable is the continuous, automated nuclear option. You wear it during the day or for sleep support, and it delivers that bilateral stimulation to your nervous system for you. While long-term, chronic-free states might require formal therapy to address the root cause, sending your body these targeted physical signals gives you the immediate power to interrupt the loop today.